Thanks everyone for attending our webinar today. I think, Jessica, we can go ahead and get started.
All right, thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us for Claiming Your Funds. I'm Jessica Hamlin with the Better Business Bureau, and we are very excited to be partnering with the Division of Unclaimed Funds today to bring you some important information that can both benefit you and protect you. Next slide, please. Here at the BBB, we have just launched our new 2024, looking back at last year's risk report. That is something you might want to take a look at. It gives you the hottest look at all of the latest scams, the latest techniques that people are utilizing to pull you in to help you part with your money. And today we're here to help you try to find your money. Check it out at bbb.org/risk report. Next slide. Our Scam Tracker Risk Report uses data from this, our Scam Tracker. It's an online platform where people and businesses can report scams. That means you can go here when you see something, if you think you've been a victim of a scam, if a toll road text message, everyone's getting them these days, may have come into you, you can go ahead and come in and report them there. And you can also check by your own zip code for what is hot right now in your area so that you can be better prepared to prevent scams. The BBB reviews and posts these reports. You here can search them and determine if you are being targeted. We encourage everyone to report a scam even if you don't lose money. The information you provide is absolutely critically important to our efforts to stop the scammers and warn others. Our new upgraded platform also includes an enhanced search function that allows you to search by a URL that you might have received, an email, a phone number, even keywords and more to help you determine if you've been targeted. It also includes a prevention guide and also a survival toolkit that will walk you through the steps if your information, your data, your finances have been compromised. It connects scam victims with the resources you need to restore your financial, mental, and emotional well-being. It was voted the best scam fighting tool by the Global Anti-Scam Alliance and Scam Advisor. Next slide, please. Last year alone, this scam tracker helped people in the US avoid losing more than 43 million, and that's reported dollars, in 2024. So we encourage you to check it out. Check out your BBB. It is a great resource when you are looking to engage someone for services, check out businesses, next slide, and get real reviews. When you go to bbb.org, you can, since we're looking at the whole state of Ohio today, find which Better Business Bureau serves you. In the upper corner, click on My BBB, and you'll be able to put in your zip code and be directed to exactly who can help you best and help you find businesses that can help you function with trust in the marketplace. And trust is such a very important thing, particularly when we're talking about money and funds. So today we are here to help you understand and learn how to access a very important tool that actually is legitimate, and that is through the Ohio Department of Commerce Division of Unclaimed Funds. There, next slide, $4.3 billion is being safeguarded by your Ohio Department Division of Unclaimed Funds. Some of that might be yours. Last year, the average claim was more than $4,000, and the state of Ohio wants to help reunite you with your missing money. And again, this is one of the legitimate opportunities where someone is saying you might have money. Most of the time, you can't trust that one. That might be a scam. But this case, it actually is legitimate. It is through a .gov website now. In this webinar, you're going to learn what unclaimed funds are, how to claim those funds, the required documents for the claims timelines, and how to look up your claim status. Our speakers today are Susie Wagner and Marlene Chukes. Susie is the Outreach Supervisor for the Division of Unclaimed Funds. Her job is to ensure that Ohioans, like all of us, know about our unclaimed funds and can claim their due money. Since joining the division in 2022, she's created and implemented several outreach programs and events and increased advertising. Susie has 20 years of experience in marketing and earned her Master's of Science in Marketing from Franklin University. Marlene Chukes is the Deputy Supervisor for the Division of Unclaimed Funds. She leads and coordinates the division's activities, ensuring that the missions, the goals, and the objectives are met. She plays a crucial role in defining the division's goals and objectives, developing policies and procedures, and advising the superintendent on operational issues. Marlene holds a Master's of Business Administration from Ohio Dominican University and a Master of Accounting and Financial Management from the Keller Graduate School of Management. Before joining the Department of Commerce, she served as Minority Business Services Coordinator in the Minority Business Division at the Development Services Agency, where she acted as the primary liaison between minority business representatives and their state agencies. Additionally, she worked as a portfolio officer and senior loan officer in the Office of Loan and Servicing, managing the 166 direct loan program, which provided low-interest loans to businesses creating or retaining important employment opportunities in Ohio. We're very excited to have everybody here today and help you learn how to legitimately claim funds that are actually legitimately yours. Thank you for having us co-host with you today.
Thank you, Jessica. We really appreciate our partnership with Better Business Bureau. They are here today, again, just to help emphasize, if you haven't figured it out already, that we are in fact legitimate. We do have $4.8 billion, and some of it could be yours. And so we are here to explain to you how you can look it up and claim your funds today. So let's get started. So unclaimed funds, in case you didn't know, it's lost or forgotten money from inactive accounts that is reported by businesses and banks to us for safekeeping. And typically it's reported to us after 3 to 5 years of being an inactive account or dormant account. So it's really important that you keep your accounts active, and you need to check with your banks and or businesses to find out what that means. For some banks, you know, their definition of keeping an active account varies. So you really want to do your due diligence and check on that. So where does the money come from? These inactive checking accounts, savings accounts, you can imagine, but what you might not know is that it also comes from life insurance benefits, safe deposit box contents, uncashed cashier's checks, stocks and bonds, just to name a few. Also, we have, if you've had a deposit for a utility company and you moved and they didn't have your new address, that happens a lot of times. A last paycheck from an employer, you moved and they don't know your new address and can't get a hold of you, that money is reported to the state of Ohio. And then on the next slide, we wanted to share with you, we have some exciting news here at the Division of Unclaimed Funds. We have a new system. Part of this new system is an enhanced features on our website that will allow you some new functionality to be able to do the things that maybe you had to go to another website to do in the past. So this new system is going to allow us to verify a claimant's information once it's provided to us, and in some cases, automatically approve claims. So claims will be paid out faster, essentially. This is great news for us and for you. And I did just look at the stats, and we're running around 20 to 30% of all of those active claims are being automatically approved just in the last 6 weeks or so since we went live with our new system. So excellent news for you. Claimants can also now search and claim their funds, check the status of the claim directly on our website. In the past, we've sent you to missingmoney.com, and missingmoney.com is still a viable option, and we encourage that website to be used, especially for multi-state searches. So if you've lived in multiple states, that's a great place to go. It's still a state-sponsored, nationally approved website for looking up your funds. If you, however, have only lived in Ohio, then we would encourage you to just go to our website at unclaimedfunds.ohio.gov, where you can search your name And you can put in a city if you've lived in a few different cities. You can leave it blank and let the search be a wider search. If you do have a common name, I would suggest that you definitely put in more parameters for your search so that you can get more definitive results when you do that. The other great thing about the new system is that we are streamlining communications, and there's going to be automated emails being sent out to notify claimants about their documentation and claim statuses. So those are automatically happening behind the scenes so that we can actively communicate more effectively with our claimants and let them know where they're at in the process. On the next slide, we have 3 easy steps to claim your funds. So these steps have not changed. This is the same 3 steps that they've always been. The first is you're searching for funds and getting that claim form. And I'm going to walk you through this a little bit with our screenshots from our website. And then the second step is that you're going to review those required documents. And the third step is you're going to submit those required documents. So easy peasy. Search for your name. If you find funds, generate a claim form, follow the prompts and generate a claim form, review your claim form to see what kind of documents you do need to provide. It will be listed on your claim form. And then you can submit those documents to us online, or you can send it in the mail. As you can imagine, if you send it in the mail, it will delay things just a tad, just because the mail is, a few days here and there, back and forth. So we do encourage you to upload your documents. Next slide. So this is a view of what the search page looks like on our website. So this is where I was talking about. You can put in your last name, first name, narrow your search results with city, zip code. If you have a property ID, some people have this from notifications where we've sent them that they have unclaimed funds. You can provide that information in these fields to search for your funds. Now, when you go to search, please include, I want you to look up any, if you've been married more than once, if you've had different last names, check those names as well. Please include, look for any loved ones in your family, see if they have funds, if there's any loved ones who's passed away. So you can also claim your money for deceased loved ones in your family. And we're going to get into that a little bit and share what kind of documentation is required for that. But this is the screen that you'll see. And on the next slide, once you type in your name, there is going to be a selection of options that's going to show up if there are some that match your search criteria. And it's going to be a screen that looks like this. On the left-hand side, you have a claim button and you have a share button. The share button, if you click that, it actually brings up a screen and you can, so if you find, your Uncle Joe has some money and you want to share it with him to say, hey, you need to go out here and claim this, just click that share button, fill in their email address, your email address as to who it's coming from, and then hit send, and they'll get notification that they do have funds to claim. So that's a fun feature that we've added. And please know that those email addresses will not be added to any kind of marketing database or anything like that. It's solely for the purpose of sharing that information. So if you do find that one of these, the lines here, like we have John Doe on the screen, is in fact your money to claim, you hit that claim button and it essentially adds it to the cart. And so something else that's kind of interesting on this screen, you can see who is reporting those funds to you. And you can also see a dollar amount. If you see on the screen, it shows $50 to $100, over $100. So you're going to get an idea of how much money there is. And what you're looking for is if any of these addresses that are listed in the middle of the screen, you're looking for an address where you have lived or been associated with, had a mailing address at this location. So if the name matches and you've never lived, for instance, in 706 Clare Ridge Lane in Aurora, then that's not going to be yours to claim. If you have, then I would definitely click the claim button. And again, you can click multiple claims if there's more than one that belong to you. And there will be, you can add multiple to the cart. So you don't have to go through this process several times unless you want to. So you would click the continue to file a claim button, which would take you then to the next screen. And then it's showing you the two claims that you just added to your cart. And over to the right is a claimant relationship. So we're going to select owner because we are the owner of this claim. I am the person owning this claim. And on the next screen, you are going to fill out a form essentially. So it's easy. You fill out your contact information, and it's really important that on this contact information, you're putting your current mailing address, your current email address, and phone number so that we can get a hold of you if we have any questions about your claim. This is in fact where we will be mailing a check when you get approved for your claim. So it's really important. We have a lot of people wondering, like, do I put the old address? Do I put my new address? Always give us the new address. And then the social security number is required field. You see the red notation there. It's important to know that we are taking the confidentiality of our social security number seriously. We do not share that information, and we are definitely verifying that information against what has been reported to us. So the reason it's so critical to have that is oftentimes what the businesses and banks give us is a name and a social. So we're trying to verify you, the person claiming this money, matches the person that it was reported to be the owner. And then you will also get this electronic signature required. Make sure to check that checkbox and type in your name and hit submit. And once you do that, you will have completed the first step of claiming your funds. And so that is generating a claim form. So you are not finished. A lot of people think that they are finished at this point. That is just step one. You still need to review your required documents on your claim form and provide them to us. And again, you will see those requirements listed. There it is on the middle of the form. So this is an excerpt of a claim form, and you will see the exact required documents customized to your claim right here on your claim form. And that will be emailed to you within a few minutes of you hitting the submit button on our website. Marlene, would love for you to continue and go through step 2 and 3.
Thank you, Susie. So, as Susie stated, we have a new system. We're excited, and we like our new claim form because it does allow the claimant to know exactly the most common things we're going to ask for to prove that you are the rightful owner of those funds. That is critical because the old system just had a claim form. You fill it out, put your name, and then some instructions for every claim type, right? This specialized when you choose that relationship. So make sure if you're the owner, choose owner. If it's your parents or it's a deceased owner or someone you knew, choose heir, estate. They'll give you a different set of required documents. Next slide, please. So here, this is going to be required for all claims. So please provide us your personal identification, unexpired driver's license, passport, military ID. We're going to need a proof of your social security card, your social number, or if you're a business, your federal identification number, EIN. We need that, as Susie stated earlier. A lot of the business report, especially the newer information that we're getting in from businesses that are reporting unclaimed funds, they will provide your name, social security number. It gives us a better match. If you're eligible for getting your claim paid faster, that is one of the criteria that it helps us do that. We're going to need proof of address. A lot of times we see proof of address. People are giving us proof of their current address. It's proof of the address that is on the claim form with the business that reported the unclaimed funds. So it could be, oh, I worked at Taco Bell and I lived at 123 Main Street, and when you were in college. That's the address we want proof of. You may not have it, but just please give us as much as information that you can provide, and we can also help assist with some of those older addresses. But these 4 things, if that's all you have, please send us as much as you have. Personal ID, social, and if you don't have a proof of address, maybe you have, oh, I used to work at Taco Bell. Or do you have proof that you had an association with that business that reported those funds for us, to us? Next slide, please. So here is, we get this question all the time. Most of the unclaimed funds are deceased owner, the person who's your grandparent, a parent, a cousin, or someone that died. So you can claim those funds, but it's very important that you understand we're not going to be able to just take your word that your grandma or you were the favorite of your grandmother, right? We hear that all the time. She liked me the best. She probably did. Have no doubts about that. But we will ask you to go to probate court and have the courts tell us that you have the right to claim the funds on behalf of the deceased owner. So I'm not going to go into detail, but of course, we're going to need, court order, death certificate, birth certificate, those type of things. So you can claim your funds on behalf of a deceased person, but you will need those things. So if you choose that, and make sure you're choosing that on our site. So choose air, and so it'll give you a list of those documents that we may require. Next slide, please. So once you've filled out your claim form, you've gotten an email, you got the sign, you've electronically have it, you can upload your documentation. Susie said this is it's a faster way than getting a stamp. Most people don't even have stamps anymore, or mail it in and copying the documentation. At least you'll have the documentation that you sent us. You can upload to our site. Make sure you write down your claim ID number. So on your claim form, there is going to be a claim ID number somewhere at the top. Take note of that. Go back to your email. This number is very important. Make sure, because it helps us identify and get your documents to that correct claim. And they ask you to do it twice to ensure that the documents that you are uploading are going to the correct place. So, but if you don't want to do that, I know some people don't like doing that. They don't trust that. But this is a secure website. Know your documents, but you can also mail them in to us. And if you mail documentation in, please keep a copy, especially if you're claiming a cashier's check or something, it's going through snail mail. We have no control over the mail system and how it gets to us, but keep a copy of that. But that's why the upload documentation page is very helpful, because you'll keep your documents, you'll upload it, we can go back. But please write down your claim number. Make sure you're putting in the right claim number. It's very, very important, because if you put in the wrong number, it's going to probably go somewhere we are not going to know, and it's going to take us some time to find it. So just be sure to make sure you're using your correct claim ID. Next slide, please. And so finders, there are air finders. There are people who can register with us, and we do a background check of the people that are registered finders for the state of Ohio, and they reach out to people. They have access to missing money, and they go out and search and assist people. Like, hey, you had missing money here. They charge a fee, 10%, and we have a whole set of rules that they need to follow, and we We do monitor them. They have to get the claim form. We got to make sure you are in agreement and you're comfortable with it. But please note, you do not have to use a finder. If someone contacts you about some unclaimed funds and you're not sure, call our office. We'll validate, hey, you don't need a finder. You can claim them funds without them if they tell you anything otherwise. If you look on the site and you can't, for some reason, you don't see it, call our office. We will search those funds for you. But first, important that you can do it without a fee. I need everybody to understand you do not need them to recover the funds. And I think Susie said they're going to be doing a webinar with finders coming up here in May, if anybody's interested in becoming a finder. And they do, I mean, they are helpful to us in a sense of helping us get people their money back. So we are so excited about this new system. Seriously, in our office, they've been using this system for our old system for a long, long time. So this new system has helped us automate things, getting documentation in our system faster. It makes so some of the claims that can be approved faster, they're not coming to the office. Our support section is not bogged down by, handling paperwork. And so those are not, and we're seeing a big difference where it allows us to probably review the more complex claims faster. But please know, everybody, like, oh, why does it take so long? Not because we're not trying to, we have probably about 10,000 claims in our office waiting to be reviewed, right? So we have a lot of work. We got probably about 20 processors that are reviewing the claims, and they take their job very seriously. They're looking at your documentation. So, and we do look at it in the sense of, buckets, like who's been here the longest, and it's first in and first out. So I know a lot of people, that's a big complaint. Why is it taking so long to get my money back? We're reviewing thousands and thousands of claims on a daily basis. So for our first initial review, it could take up to 120 days. And that just means we're reviewing it and it's gotten to the examiner and they're looking at it, then they might request some additional documentation. And if you take longer to get that to them, then that clock starts for us. So we want you to know we're just not procrastinating. We just have a lot of claims and we're consistently, Susie's doing a great job with marketing and outreach. And so that's increasing our exposure and we get more claims in, whether they're, so please know the timeline is longer than what we anticipated. We'd like to get it faster. We're hiring new examiners every day and training them, but we just literally have thousands of claims in our office waiting to be reviewed. Next slide, please. So we don't mind that you call our office, but you can check the status of your claim online. So that's why it's important. Save that email, write that claim ID number down. You can put your claim ID on our site, unclaimedfunds.ohio.gov, and put in your ID, and it will give you the status of your claim. And let's see, I'm gonna go to think about the different statuses. Yeah, sorry. So like my connection broke. They're waiting on some additional documentation from you. So feel free, check your put in your claim ID number, check the status at any time during the process. Once it's been approved, it'll say, hey, you've been approved. You'll get a good newsletter. You should get that email in your email box. So check your email, check your spam. We're constantly, that's one of the good things that we love about this new system, that is consistently sending out emails, whatever the status of your email. So when you create a claim, it'll go, hey, here's your claim form. After 30 or 60 days, we don't hear from you. You'll get another email from us like, hey, are you still there? Are you still interested in, following the claim? If we need documentation, you'll get an email. Hey, if you don't, call our office. We'll definitely help assist you. Next claim. Next slide. Oh, we're at the end. This is it. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here again. I'm Marlene Chooks. You can visit us at unclaimedfunds.ohio.gov anytime. We are happy to assist you at any given point.
Does anyone have any questions? We're open to answering some questions. If you have any, you can post them in the Q&A. You can always reach out via the email there, claims@com.ohio.gov. But feel free to check out our website and search your name. If you own a business, check your business name. Businesses can have unclaimed funds too.
Definitely.
Okay, I'm not seeing any questions coming in. All right, I'm going to assume that the silence means everybody feels like they have their information and they are busy searching on our site. Oh, we have Tracy has posted, I'm a bookkeeper. Any special guidance to claim on my employer's behalf? I mean, as a bookkeeper, you can claim on behalf of someone else. You just need to notate that as as you're claiming it on the relationship type. And then there will be information that you'll need to gather on behalf of them. On the claim form, it'll tell you exactly what you need to provide. So you'll just need to make sure that you will be able to access or get access to the required documents. If you don't, then I would suggest that the employer, the business representative, whoever that appropriate person is within the business, claim their funds.
Correct. Yeah. Yep. She can definitely claim on behalf of the business. You just need, if the business owner can give you a letter of authority and saying, hey, I'm claiming this on behalf of this company. That's all you need. Or your FEIN number, proof of whatever relationship to the property that was reported to us. So yes, you definitely can do that for your business.
Robin just asked, is there going to be a change for businesses returning unclaimed funds? So I'm assuming you're talking about reporting your unclaimed funds. Yes, with the new system, we have new enhancement features on our website. We actually just did a webinar on that, and I have the webinar replay posted on our events page. I just posted that link in the Q&A here. So go ahead and click that link and you can catch the replay of that webinar. What's the most exciting thing about our new system for reporting is that if you have a negative or none report that you need to file, you can do that in just a couple minutes by filling out a form on our website. If you have funds to report, you have a couple options. You can upload your NAPA form, and you can also do a manual online report where you're creating the report, and that is a free option. So in the past, you've always had to pay for software in order to get it in that NAPA file. You now have the ability to do a free option where you're manually entering in the unclaimed funds and the contact information for those who you last have records of it belonging to. So very exciting for the reporting side of things. And again, you can reach out to us at Claims and we can answer any further questions. Got another question? Okay, John, I have funds reported as unclaimed, but the street address that was submitted is off by 1 digit. How can I claim these funds? Marlene, we do get this one, don't we?
We do get, I mean, the older the funds are, the less reliable reporting us. We have access to a clear, and if you have an issue like that, like let the examiner know, like, hey, this is my address. I think this, there are other things you can do that can help us help you. And they'll bring it to their supervisor or myself and say, okay, this is more than likely this person. They transfer, pose the number. You can show us multiple documents. Hey, that was 1257 and they put 75. We get that a lot, especially with the older unclaimed funds. Um, if you're getting multiple evidence letters,
I think Marlene froze again. I know where she's going with this, and the key here that does happen. Even Amita asked the same similar question.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, Go
um,
ahead and provide us what documents you have access
yes,
to, and then definitely let us know when you submit your documents. Give us a little note or a letter
right,
stating that, hey, this is off by one digit, or this is the wrong address, but I know these are my
right,
funds, and here's how I know they're my funds. Tell us
right,
what you know.
exactly. Um,
That's the
I have a
key.
question, actually.
yeah,
Is there a
we
statute of
get that.
limitation on how old they can be?
No, no, no.
The Ohio Revised
We
Code was established in 1968, and
yeah,
as part of that Ohio Revised Code, that's why we are in existence as a division. We are administering and safekeeping the unclaimed funds. So we do have funds as old as 1968. We
yes,
hold the money
yeah,
forever until the rightful owner claims it, period. So if you
yeah,
have $10 and you're like, I'm not going to fool with that and claim my money, we're going to have the $10 and it's going to collect interest
yeah.
and you will
Not
get your
compound
money.
interest though. Not compound interest. People always go, "Oh, it's not compound interest, right?" It's it doesn't compound. It's just annual interest earned, and it's really complicated on how we compute it, but it's not compound. So, and just to go back to Susie, where people have different addresses, you would be surprised how many people have your same name, right? Your same name. We had a claimant who had the same name, same birthday, lived in Ohio, but it was two different people. And then she tried to claim, like, no, this is like a total two different people. So, I mean, if we get this all the time. And I know most people don't file unclaims, but one time, and our examiners see this all the time. So we see a lot of people with the same name, same birthday, and their person. You're like, yeah, but did you ever really live here? And you're thinking you're just, lucky. We found the other person actually, like, oh, wow, that's amazing. You guys have the same name, same birthday, same exact age. So if they're not giving you a hard time when they're asking for additional documentation, it's just that we don't know who you are, and we want to make sure we give the money to the correct person. There are a lot of fraudsters out here. People manipulate documentation all the time. They create documentation. So that's why our examiners kind of always have to step it up, because I think Jessica mentioned, the scams that are out here, and they're helping prevent. But fraudsters are real, and they work. They spend a lot of time trying to steal people's identity. So when we're asking for the information, it's to protect you and to make sure we're giving it to the right person.
Let's see here. Again, the slides and a replay of this webinar will be posted on our events page. You can always go back and watch it again.
So see, I think somebody asked, how could they be notified about future webinars?
Yes, so I'm asking that they follow our events page on our website, and also you can reach out to us via email to ask for our event schedule. Um, that is the easiest way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Susie is great at her job, and sometimes on our claim side, we're not always as happy of being all that exposed because it's more work that we can't handle. But she's doing an excellent job. If you don't hear about our webinars or what we're doing, I'm not sure why you don't, because she's posting and
You can
and
also
putting our
follow us.
information out there all the time. Yeah, so follow
You
us,
can
follow us.
follow us
We're
on
yeah,
Facebook if you happen to be on
yeah.
social media. We are on Facebook under Ohio Department of Commerce, as well as LinkedIn. We post on LinkedIn as well for Ohio Department of Commerce. And I know the BBB is also on social too. If you would like to follow them, I encourage that. Jessica, what's your handles? Do you know?
We are BBB Central Ohio on basically everything. So there are multiple bureaus within the state, and we are all one BBB, but we do have functional satellites, basically, so that we can better serve the area. Central Ohio serves 21 counties. There are others, Akron, Toledo area, Cincinnati, Dayton, Cleveland, several others within the state that will be servicing your particular area. So we encourage you to reach out. Like I said, go to bbb.org. Check out the My BBB, and we also have frequent webinars and opportunities both for consumers and local businesses to help you out, to help you grow, to help you figure out what's right and how to move forward.
Yeah. So there are resources out there. You can always Google, I know, Better Business Bureau as well as Unclaimed Funds Ohio, and you will find the resources that come up for our websites. When in doubt, there's Google, right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
And another quick question along the lines of imposters and scams. Will the Department of Commerce ever directly reach out unsolicitedly to a potential claimant? Or is it always the claimant coming through the department?
We do direct outreach to individuals with claims. So right now we are sending letters. So you could get a letter in the mail and it will be on our letterhead. We will have the Division of Unclaimed Funds logo and the governor's name at the top. So it will all be very clearly marked as the division mail. And we will say something to the effect of, uh, you may have funds to claim. We see your name and here's what you need to do, these 3 steps to claim your funds. We will provide a claim form and the documents that you need to get started.
So typically, the fraudulent ones will not have the steps. We'll just say you may have funds to claim. So what Susie is pulling out is that they're going to specifically tailor it to what it is for you and how to pursue it. And then it's going to direct you back to a legitimate .gov website or a legitimate phone number that you can cross-check that actually links to the Department of Commerce. That's how you'll know the difference.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. A lot of the fraudsters leave out pertinent information, or they'll say you have to contact them, or you have to go through them. You don't. So if you have unclaimed funds, call unclaimed funds just to verify. If you want to use a finder, great, but it's not necessarily. I personally would not trust giving my social security card to someone that is in a whole nother state and passing it on. You can do this for free.
I know I saw Rhonda had her hand up. I'm not sure if we can unmute her or if you can type a question in the Q&A, Rhonda. Rhonda, you just need to unmute yourself and ask a question. Okay. Not seeing, maybe she just accidentally hit a button. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
Okay. New question. When claiming for deceased family, will the funds Is that Rhonda?
Yes, I was having a problem bringing the Q&A up on my phone.
Okay. What's your question?
My question is, how do you handle stock of a deceased person? Is there at any time can you use an affidavit to claim the stock?
Affidavit, I'm not sure. What would the affidavit?
As opposed to probate.
Mm,
So you're saying the affidavit would state what though? So the probate, so I will just say this. The
Okay.
probate is telling us who has the right to handle that person's estate. So I don't know if an affidavit would prove that to us, that because we don't know who created the affidavit, what the signature. So the probate, normally, if you didn't have a will or they didn't, they didn't die with the will, but you can say to the whatever the probate court uses to validate that, yes, you could administer this person's estate. That's what we go by. So
Okay,
probably to answer your question, it would be no. We want the court order saying who has the right to claim this fund.
I see. So stock isn't handled any different than any other
correct.
papers.
No,
Correct.
no.
No. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks for the question. Let's see. Tanya asked, when claiming for a deceased family, will the funds be in your name? A phone company did an audit and sent a letter that they had my dad's money. They asked for info and documents needed, but said they would send the funds in his name. I don't know if they will send his money to unclaimed funds. They said they would after 8 months, so I will have to check. So if you believe you have funds that belongs to a deceased family member, the funds will be reported in their name. If you get notified from someone like a phone company that there are these unclaimed funds, then you need to call that phone company. As part of our process for reporting unclaimed funds, those businesses and banks are required by law to notify the account holder that they have unclaimed funds. They're also supposed to allow 30 days for that person to respond. If they hear no response, they report that money over to us for safekeeping. And so once they do that, the phone company is no longer holding those funds. We are. And we're going to require you to provide the documentation needed to prove that you are the rightful owner.
Right.
So it's to your benefit to definitely respond to anyone, any business that reaches out and says there may be unclaimed funds in your name. I would make sure to verify the information and so that it is legitimate. It would make me a little concerned hearing that, but normally it's a letter they're sending in the mail to notify you. We
Right.
provide a template on our website for businesses and banks to send that letter.
Right.
Mm.
And there is a catch between that. So when a business close their books and reporting out unclaimed funds, so they may close their books like in June and say, oh, these funds are going to be escheated to the state of Ohio. In June, we may not get those funds because our reporting deadline is not until November. So there may be a lag between the business saying, oh, we don't have your certain part. They're going to the state of Ohio. We may not get that report. And plus we get thousands of reports. And so usually that's what happens. Like, so we'll start in June and people will call, well, they said they sent the money in us. Well, we don't have it yet, or it's not in our system. So we haven't, got the report, have the cash in our hands. So it may take some time from November, probably like until December or January the following year. And we get people frustrated between the business. So exactly. If you have a due diligence letter and they're saying, hey, your dad has funds that are going to be reported to us, follow up. It's easier to get it back from them at that point, and they would probably rather not to have to report it to us. So, but trust me, just know if it's between June and the end of this year, it's going to be a lag before it actually becomes in our system. But it might be faster because we got a new system now. We're not doing paper reports, so things should come faster. Hopefully, that's our goal going forward.
Okay. Are there any other questions? It looks like everybody's been answered so far. Give you just another minute and then we'll close out the session. Thanks for attending, everyone. Please share this information with your family members, your neighbors. I guarantee you or someone you know has unclaimed funds. I see it all the time. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for attending our webinar today. Please reach out if you have any questions.